CASS 15 is a new chapter within the Client Assets Sourcebook, CASS, which forms part of the Financial Conduct Authority, FCA Handbook. It introduces a strengthened safeguarding framework for firms regulated under the Payment Services Regulations, PSRs, and the Electronic Money Regulations, EMRs. These rules come into force on the 7th of May 2026 and apply to authorised payment institutions, authorised electronic money institutions, small electronic money institutions, and credit unions that issue electronic money. If you work in compliance, finance, operations, or governance within one of these firms, CASS 15 directly affects how your organisation handles customer money. It is not a theoretical change. It changes what you must do on a daily basis, what evidence you must produce, and how your firm is assessed by regulators and auditors. The purpose of CASS 15 is to improve how firms safeguard customer funds. Safeguarding means ensuring that money belonging to customers is kept separate from the firm's own money and is protected if the firm fails. The FCA introduced these rules after identifying weaknesses across the sector, including poor record keeping, inconsistent reconciliations, and delays in returning funds when firms became insolvent. In some cases, firms that failed had significant shortfalls in customer funds, meaning customers did not receive all of their money back. Under previous arrangements, firms regulated under the Payment Services Regulations and Electronic Money Regulations were required to safeguard funds, but the expectations around how they did this were less detailed. Many firms relied on manual processes, spreadsheets, or loosely defined controls. CASS 15 removes that flexibility. It introduces clear, structured requirements that must be followed consistently and evidenced. This means your role is likely to change in one or more of the following ways. If you work in finance, you may need to perform or oversee daily reconciliations rather than periodic checks. If you work in operations, you may need to ensure that customer funds are correctly identified and processed within strict timelines. If you work in compliance, you will need to ensure policies, procedures, and reporting meet the new regulatory standard. If you are a senior manager, you may be directly accountable for safeguarding oversight and required to report to the board. It is important to understand that CASS 15 is not only about holding funds in a separate account, it is about proving every day that the firm knows exactly what it should be holding, what it is actually holding, and that any differences are identified and resolved quickly. The FCA expects safeguarding to be an embedded control framework supported by reliable data, clear processes, and effective governance. You also need to be clear about what is in scope. The rules apply to relevant funds, which broadly means money received from or for customers in connection with payment services or electronic money. Your firm must be able to identify these funds accurately. If your firm cannot distinguish between customer funds and its own operational funds, it will not be able to meet the requirements of CASS 15.